I often get this question of how to embody self-energy or how to remain regulated throughout the day in between clients and really honor parts as they arise, but at the same time, recognizing that I have to continue throughout my day and show up for a lot of different systems in a lot of different ways. And so this practice is a combination of somatic internal family systems and Uzazu embodied intelligence. And it is something that I will do multiple times a day. And you can do it in about a minute. So uh, for this practice, it's often when, there's a part or there's a emotion or a sensation or an image or a belief that keeps kind of bubbling to the surface for me. And I'm recognizing, wow, a part is really trying to get my attention right now. And I'm not sure why or what it is, but I'm also recognizing I don't have the time and space to really sit with it in the fullness of what it probably needs. So, how can I offer a little bit of resourcing and containment to this part while also acknowledging that I really want to come back to it when I have more space? So, for this practice, you can rub your hands together. This is to kind of wake up your sensory system and bring your awareness more fully into your body. And I begin by having my palms face my abdomen and starting to breathe slowly, breathing in, bringing my hands up, flipping my palms and breathing out. And as I do this, I'm inviting the part to breathe with me and let it just feel what it is to have a little bit of movement and invitation for some space as it's breathing with me. And this is not to push the part away. It's just to generate a little bit more kind of shifting so that I can be with it more fully for a moment. And after I've done about 4 or 5 rounds of this breathing with the part, then I bring my arms together and I create kind of this little cradle. And I let my belly get soft and my spine get soft. Maybe even tilt my head slightly to the side. And I invite the part to just fill this space inside my arms and let it for a moment feel what it is to be held by me. Allowing for it to feel a sense of both the nurturing and the sense of protection. And in this space, I just take a few moments to let the part share whatever it needs to share about why it might be coming up in this moment, about what it wants to remind me of, about what it might need. And once I've gotten a little bit of a sense, I often will also experience a slight somatic shift. And then I allow the part to just feel me understanding and feel me feeling the shift. And noticing how for us together in this space, we have found some form of understanding. And then I really let the part know that I will be coming back to this. Or in this moment, sometimes the part has something to share about what I'm about to do or who I'm about to see, who I'm about to be around. And there might be something that I need to do differently. right? Or maybe this is a part that's saying, hey, I actually really want to be in the forefront for this interaction you're about to have. I want to be a little bit more forward in your system for this interaction, and that's really important. And I will allow for that, right? Like that's a big part of building trust with your system. Other times it might be a part that is saying, actually, I really don't want to be at the forefront of this interaction. It might feel really scary, or I know this is not a scene that I really want to be in a front row seat for. And so inviting that part to kind of nestle in wherever it is in my system where it feels the safest. Um, and acknowledge, like, yeah, totally makes sense that you don't want to show up for this one. And that's okay. Um, and so to close the practice, one of the things that I really like to do is just remind folks to like bring the parts back into your system, whatever that looks like for you. It might be that you know this part and there's a certain place in your body where it really likes to land. And so maybe placing a hand there to help it just find its way home. And then taking a moment to acknowledge the part or any other parts that showed up and send some appreciation for whatever was shared with you. So, one last thing I will just name about this practice is that it is meant to be a form of containment and some nourishment and information gathering. But you really need to, when you have more space and time, check back in with that part that showed up, right? So, like maybe that's later in the day, maybe that's in your own therapeutic or healing work that you're doing, or it might mean that, like, oh, okay, wow, I know I don't have time in the next few days, but this weekend I will really make sure I sit down and create the space to get back into that conversation with this part. All right. Hope you enjoy the practice.